YouTube, what is going on? Back with my latest video, back in the installment of Speculation Saturday. So switching it up a little bit today, just want to kind of talk about a topic that I find interesting and I think applies to all of us, whether you're an investor in the Funko collecting hobby or just a pure collector. I think it has an impact on all of us, and that is Funko's most recent earnings report and one of their biggest, if not their biggest, stock market crash I think ever. So want to talk about what they talk about in their earnings report, how it applies to you, and what I think they can do moving forward to make this collecting hobby even stronger. So let's get right into it.
Listen, been in the game for a minute, clocking in because it's time to get down to business. Stunting is a habit, on me I'm good at it. Ask around town, I'm known as the Popsavage.
Alright guys, before we get into this video, please smash that like button down below. Let me know you guys are enjoying these videos, and as always, if you're new to this channel, welcome. Hit subscribe button down below as well so you're up to date to my most recent content, and hit that bell notification so you're alerted as soon as I post a new video. So like I said, just want to kind of talk about the latest earnings report from Funko. Just a quick disclaimer, none of the things I'm going to talk about today are financial advice. If you decide you want to buy the stock after watching this video, totally up to you. I don't really have an opinion either way, and I don't want to really give advice. But I don't think the earnings report was as bad as the stock price dictated. So for those that aren't familiar with the stock, Funko's stock went down almost 60% on, I think it was Friday or Thursday, which for those that aren't familiar with the stock market is extremely terrible. I mean, it was a huge, massive slide that doesn't typically happen unless something's going extremely wrong. So I did listen to the whole earnings report. What the earnings report is every 3 months, any publicly traded company is required to let the public know how they did the last 3 months as far as business and what their expectations are moving forward, and how they matched up to the expectations that they said in the last quarter. So I listened to the whole report, and in my personal opinion, it wasn't as bad as, like I said, the stock price dictated, but there were some big issues that I think a lot of the community has complained about for a while that's now been shown to be true. And also, I think there's a lot that needs to be fixed in order for Funko itself as a company, as well as a collector's base, to continue moving forward. So to be honest with you, the reason why this is not too bad is a lot of things that were affecting Funko are affecting a whole lot of other companies. I invest in a lot of different companies, so I kind of see the similar patterns with them as I see at Funko. So it's not something that's unique to Funko, but I think Funko did handle it a little bit more poorly than the others, and that is just the supply chain issues. I'm not getting into politics at all on this, but that is a real thing. There are been supply chain issues throughout every single company, and it's worldwide at this point, and Funko is not immune to that. And we've found that due to people having to order pre-orders and taking forever to get there, not being as many things in stock when you go to the store. Seems like, at least for me, at least in my area, it's all the same Pops all the time, and it looks like there's a reason why that's the case. Again, the inventory's held up. It's not getting from point A to point B very quickly. And also a big thing that they mentioned in their earnings report that it seemed that, like I've talked about before in the past, at least in my area, I can't really speak to everybody else's area, they did confirm that the retail stores, whether it be Walmart, Target, Hot Topic, FYE, whatever sells Funko Pops, are decreasing their order size. They're not taking in as many Funko Pops. Now, they did confirm, and this is what I thought is too, it's not due to a lack of demand for Funko Pops. It's just due to, in general, the stores are downsizing in general what they're bringing in because people aren't spending as much money. The demand is there when things get there. They tend to sell, is what Funko's saying, and Funko is not seeing, at least on their own website, Funko.com, any slowdown in demand at all for Funko products. So I do believe them when that's the case. If that being the case, and as far as the stores, it does seem like there is been, at least in my stores, the shelves are getting smaller. We used to have 3 shelves of Funko Pops in my Target, now it's like 2. So it's definitely dwindling down, and that seems to be where Funko has some issues as far as getting the product to people in the storefronts. The thing about Funko, and correct me if I'm wrong, when Walmart has those Funko Pops in stock, they're already paid for. It's not like one sells, Funko gets a cut of that. Walmart's already bought those Funko Pops, they're already getting a cut. So if they're not buying as many as they did before, that's gonna hurt Funko's bottom line as far as making revenue for that quarter. Now, just to throw it in there, the digital NFTs have been a success. Loungefly is a huge success as well, and incredibly, Popsies is doing very well. They said they're actually increasing the amount of Popsies that Walmart is going to be ordering, so that was extremely surprising to me, and apparently that's been a good line for Funko. But in general, I just think there is less Funko Pops that are being ordered. That's why it seems to be less in stock at the store, and majority of their turnover and as far as sales are coming from may be from their own personal website. So moving forward, I kind of think there's some good ideas that Funko can implement to make this better for collectors, because I think this is going to have a huge impact on collecting moving forward. And the reason why I think that is the case is I think eventually we'll get to the point where the retailers are not going to order Funko Pops at all, or very, very small to the point it's not going to make it's not going to make sense for Funko to deal with them anymore. You know, if there's only one shelf of Funko Pops, they're not going to really have any incentive to give Walmart or Target or Hot Topic any exclusives. Now, that's obviously going to change. Some stores are more reliant on Funko Pops than others, like Hot Topic and FYE. You know, that's a big section of their store, whereas Walmart and Target can survive completely fine without Funko Pops. But I think it's going to make it harder for people who are just wanting to go in the store and pick up a Funko Pop here and there to get one to their collection. I think it's going to drastically change the way people look at Funko Pops. They may have to all order them online, at least the ones that you want. There's going to be less selection in stock. I think that honestly and truly might be a good decision though for Funko to move away from the retail locations. The reason being is a lot of the money they make and a lot of the margins that they make are going to be in the direct consumer on Funko.com. And I think that will allow Funko to have a better experience. They did just open up that new factory in Arizona where they're able to get things out to people quicker. It's going from, you know, wherever they make the product to Arizona to your house, and I think that's a whole lot easier than having to worry about shipping it all to different Targets and Walmarts and whatever around the country in order for them to be on time for like special con releases and things of that nature. But like I said, the good thing with going with just Funko.com also allows them to not produce as much. I know a lot of people are probably already in the comment section complaining that what's killing Funko is all the amounts of different variants and things of that nature, and I think that's because they have to satisfy the demand out there for the retail spaces. If they can kind of make this more, you know, niche a little bit more for just the collectors and people, the core audience, I think that they'll be able to kind of hone in their design and, you know, their ideas in general so that they have products that are going to turn over and not just sit on the shelves and sit in stock for months and weeks on end. I think at the end of the day, this is the reason why I do this segment every week, is just a reminder that Funko is a business. And I think Funko would try to expand massively to try to expand their audience. And I just don't think that, honestly and truly, the audience that buys Funko Pops is the average consumer. I think Funko may be a lot more collector based. And I think Funko needs to own that and make it a little bit more niche, have direct-to-consumer products, have less products. They're probably still gonna be mass-produced in order for Funko to make their money. Like the Funko Shop exclusives might be, I don't know, just for round figures, they make 10,000 now. They may have to make 20,000 to make up that difference, but at least people are able to get those products in stock. I think there is enough demand for 20,000 of a Funko exclusive in that example. And in general, I think it makes it a better experience for everybody. Funko can make their money and be a business, and also the collectors are able to get, you know, quality products and also get them in hand and not have to, you know, stand in line or push in line to get the products at a Hot Topic or Walmart and wake up early in the morning. So I think it benefits both people if Funko was to take this direct-to-consumer approach and not have to deal with having their stuff in the retail locations. And again, that's just my opinion. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think about that, but it seems like that's something they are doing well, and also something that the retail locations, they don't seem to be doing as well, so it just seems like a logical conclusion. And the other thing I think Funko might want to think about doing is going private. Like I said before, if you guys aren't familiar with the business sector, when a company is a public company, they have to answer to the public and to the shareholders. It doesn't matter how well the company thinks they're doing. If the public doesn't think they're doing well, it's going to tank the price of the stock. And I think, you know, in general, I don't know if Funko is a business right now that appeals to the masses. I think it appeals more to the niche and some people in the mass will eventually be in and out, picking up a pop here and there, but it doesn't really justify expanding. That's just my opinion. And when you're a private company, you don't have to answer to shareholders as much, as long as you're doing well in business, which if you listen to that earnings report, they are doing pretty well. You know, Loungefly, like I said, is up. Sodas and pops are up as far as revenue is concerned. You know, say overall sales, Popsies, everything seems to be up. It's just in general, like the margins and the expenses they have are very high right now, and that's going to hurt the business in the long run. When you expand, it costs more money, and if it doesn't work out the way you thought you would, this is what happens, the stock price goes down. So this in general, I know this is a topic that many don't find interesting because it is more of a business side of Funko. But again, the business side of Funko does affect collectors because it's going to make it so that collectors are in, I know they talked about having a price increase in this earnings report that they are implemented recently, and I think that, you know, when you have these pressures, when the price is going down as far as stock, they're going to try to increase the price somewhere else so they can make up those differences, and that's going to eventually be passed on to the consumer. So I think a lot of times in these collecting spaces, you need to be more aware of what's happening on the business side, because eventually it does affect you. I know most people are going to decide that they're going to be done with Funko if that happens, but in general, I think there are some things that Funko can do to help the community and also help themselves in their pockets as well, because at the end of the day, it's a business that they're trying to run, make money, and I think that, you know, Funko needs to be more focused on making this a better experience for the community as far as collectors are concerned, and maybe not appeal to the masses as much and still make their bread. So that's just my thoughts. I thought it was something interesting. It's, again, something that has not happened with Funko in a long time. 60% drop in stock price is something that we have to talk about. Especially on this segment where I'm suggesting Funko Pops to buy for future investments. If the stock in general is going down, we have to talk about the state of Funko. I think it's doing pretty well. I just think they fumbled the bag. They kind of got maybe over ahead themselves and didn't see the writing on the wall as far as how the overall economy is working. And, you know, getting stuff to the consumer definitely was a hurdle for them this quarter, and hopefully they fix it in the near future. So there you guys go. Those who are complaining about pre-orders definitely had a point. That was what seems like was affecting Funko the most. A lot of the stuff is inventory, so you guys were right. And definitely know in the comment section below what you guys think about what Funko should do moving forward. I know most of the comments are going to be stop making all the different variants and stuff, and I definitely agree. And that's, to me, my fix is to kind of make it more niche and not make as many quantity, make quality, and make it, you know, available for everybody. So just my thoughts. Thanks for watching, guys. As always, like, comment, share, subscribe if you're new. Check me out on my second channel at Savage Breaks, where I do Pokemon, sport cards, and comic books. And check me out on my Instagram at ThePopSavage. You can stay connected there as well. Thanks again for watching. Till next time, see you later.